So, what is ascension? As with everything, there will be various meanings in our multidimensional universe. To simplify, ascension is the shedding of what we are not to the revelation of what we are, a shift to a unified and bird's-eye view. It's an awakening that many of us experience through a Kundalini activation and dark night of the soul, although this isn't the way for everyone. When we have an experience and start on this path, we're told that it's an invitation to enlightenment, to the process of ascension, and maybe even getting off the incarnation wheel. It's an exciting thought, even with all the pain and suffering of facing our shadow and ego. It can be a long process going in and out of the void, finding our way to 0 point. Are we as a planet ascending? When I think back to when I was a kid, it feels that we've come a long way. Things felt much denser back then. Even though the world is quite chaotic right now, at the same time it feels more open. Or maybe it's just me on a personal level since I have gone through my own transformation. Are we living in separate dimensions, different paradigms? It would seem so. I know it's not, but ascension seems to be on a pause. Why does lower nature seem to have the upper hand? We knew things would get worse before they get better, but it's one thing after another. Where is the line between practicality and fear, or fear and faith? Should we all be prepared for disaster to strike, have a bag packed and ready to go? This is when we need to pay attention to our own gut, not put our head in the sand, but come from our place of knowing. If we listen to all the noise and nuances, or rather take it all to heart, the world will be a scary place. No one person can take on all the world's pain and destruction. Take an honest look at your own environment and your place in it, and go from there. We know there's a battle between dark and light, but the light will ultimately overcome. Remember, things that seem bad can be good, and things that seem good can be bad. We must remain a witness and be the zebra when needed, responding in any moment as it's called for. I believe in ascension. I want to believe that the world is ascending, that humanity and our consciousness is headed in the right direction. Since thoughts are powerful, wouldn't it help for all of us to think this way? Having personally been through a lot, I can see how we really do create our own reality. In each moment, it is all as we believe it to be. The pendulum swings back and forth with our thoughts until we find balance, where no matter what our current situation is, we don't let our thoughts make it worse or better. It is as it is. We are traveling between levels of consciousness and dimensions. Isn't it possible we exist in both higher and lower? It's believed that some of us agreed to incarnate during this time to assist with the ascension, as many would be waking up. So maybe we incarnated from a higher consciousness. Or is that just ego? Are souls being born right now coming in with a higher consciousness? What will they be experiencing 20, 30 years from now? Will they laugh at our fears, be more at peace? The reality is that the more we know, the less we know. We come full circle to knowing nothing. Early on, my guidance was to be okay with not knowing. As humans, we will never be able to comprehend the vastness of all that is. We are each in our own reality, with all the division being played out on center stage. Division that is meant to divide us, to keep us off track, not seeing the man behind the curtain. I've worked in companies that use this same method, pitting groups of people against each other. We can't seem to agree on anything, not even agree to disagree. So many are coming from a stance of, if you don't see things my way, you are wrong. In my opinion, playing right into the theater. We could also say that it's all a catalyst to bring about the shift. I'm a big believer in keeping it simple, although not in a simplistic way. Having let myself be bombarded with all the different ideologies and teachings, my head was spinning. I had to let go of all of it and keep my focus on my own intuition and guidance. Am I a starseed? Was I in Atlantis? Was I or am I a mystic? Will I write a book? Some of you know what I'm talking about. Maybe yes, maybe no. And even if it is all in the fabric of my DNA, I don't feel called to it in the present, although at times I am fascinated by it. We all have our different blueprints and ways of contributing to the global awakening. I like to keep my focus simple. We are multidimensional spirit and soul. We are light overcoming the dark. We are making our way out of the conditioning and fear and lower dimensions. There is a higher power, an infinite source that is all that is. We were asleep and have been awakened. We clearly see the duality in everything, knowing that there really is no duality. But here we are, incarnated on this earth after many incarnations that maybe even simultaneously exist. We find our sweet spot with the physical and non-physical, and we carry on. We stay true to ourselves and don't pay attention to the noise. We are witnesses to the unfolding of old to the new, trusting the chaotic process, believing that all will be well.